Good morning, everybody. Mark Patterson. It is about 6:20 on Sunday, the 11th of November. We're having our last tournament of the year, Specs and Spots, and we want to thank the Brunswick County Fishing Club, a great organization here in, I guess this would be Sunset Harbor, North Carolina area. They're a great bunch of guys and ladies who've allowed us to use their facility this morning. We were going to have it over at Fort Fisher yesterday, maybe possibly today, but the wind speed over there, it's just too brutal, and there's really nowhere to hide. We're here on what we've done is we're going to have everybody register. Then they'll have to turn their GPS locations on in their phone so that we kind of know where they're going. If we need to check that out, they can go anywhere in the state of North Carolina as long as they're back here by 5 o'clock. You can score one speckled trout and one redfish. It's the total length of both fish. And if there is a tie in total length, it's the largest of the two fish. And if they're both tied, it's the largest of the second two fish. And if they're tied, they both win $1 million. No, I'm just kidding. If they're both tied, it goes to time, whomever checked in first. So hopefully it'll be a nice, clean, no tie situation. We look forward to that. And the wind is not as bad as expected at this point. Hopefully it'll maintain that situation. Partly cloudy, sunny. Obviously I'm dressed for the weather here today. And nice outer shell windproof garment. This is IR Zephyr jacket. These are the IR wader pants I was telling you about in the other videos. Can't stress enough. You stay comfortable in the water, you can perform your best. And wind is a killer out there. So be safe on the water in the fall. Come along, let's see how the rest of the tournament goes. Good morning. Captain's meeting's over. I'm the last to launch, which is always the case when the NCKFA has an event. But that's okay. When I do an event like this, I really do enjoy watching other people have a good time and come out and be part of a kayak fishing community. Sure, I want to do well, but I accept that as a tournament director, you trade off certain experiences for other experiences. And again, I enjoy doing it. I've always been an organizer, even as a kid, and I just like to do this. So what I don't like is 36 degrees and a nice stiff north wind. I told you about the Pogey hand warmers. Hands feel great. So of course I'm wrapped up like Ralphie from A Christmas Story, but it's going to warm up. The sun's out. Hopefully it's going to get up to the low 60s today. If the sun will just stay out, these black pants and the black hand warmers will keep me nice and toasty. So we're going to go out here, do the best we can this morning for trout, and then switch locations and see how we can do for the redfish. Hang in there. We'll take you along for the rest of the day. Well, folks, we've been at it about 30 minutes. There are a lot of other really good anglers up there where I was in this particular location, and neither they nor I didn't see them catching any fish, and I certainly didn't catch any fish. So I'm not gonna just, you gotta have plan A, plan B, and plan C, and then plan D is normally just go home. And so plan A, for me at least, is not working. So again, you can either just keep trying to grind it out or just look at what's going on is what I do. And I didn't really see any bait, don't really see any bait on the screen, and I didn't see anybody catching anything. And again, there are some really good anglers up there, so I feel like had there been any fish there, somebody would have been catching something, and that's simply not the case. So it's time to move locations, keep battling. All right, everybody, we've moved locations. I think this was a wise move. Kind of hard to get worse than zero. The water is much clearer up here, which is a good sign, number one. I'm out of the wind because now instead of running north to south, I'm running east to west, which is nice when you got a north wind. So it's much more comfortable, and that's always pleasant. The other thing that's nice is nobody else around. So if we just add some fish, that'd be great. One thing I do want to talk about that's pretty important, I talked about regulating your temperature. when I got out of the water, you know, I was really bundled up. Of course, as soon as I load the kayak up, it generates, you do work, it generates heat. The other thing was, when I get in the truck, if I wear all that stuff, I'm sweating. So it's quicker and easier, and it just takes a moment, and you'll be much more comfortable because you're not sweating on the ride to your new location. Just quickly strip off your stuff down to your base layer, basically, and make the drive, feel comfortable. Take a minute or two to throw everything back on and get back in the water. That way you don't get back in sweaty. So just a tip there for you. I'll report back and hopefully have some video of some big old fish. Okay, looks like the plan has worked. We've only been on the water for about 5 or 10 minutes, and we've got our first fish on. Just glad to, he's a decent fish. He's much better than the ones I was catching, which they were zeros. So let's get him in the net. Whoa, okay. There we go. It's not a beast. All right, everybody. We've got a little trout. From what I'm seeing as I pass by other anglers, it's a tough day. Of course, somebody now will come in with some huge fish, but so far I've seen some small fish, all trout. The tide's just now getting right. We've anchored up here, as you can see, in the grass. And we had some crabs left over from sheephead fishing yesterday. So we're going to use those. The tide's not low enough, actually, for me to cast net any mullet yet. They're just not available right now. So we're in position. Hopefully we'll pick a nice redfish up on these crabs. If not, we'll switch over to mullet. And even if we just catch some black drum, they're good on the dinner table. So do the best we can. Well, everybody, it's 10 till 3. Tournament's over at 5, but I got to be back at 4 for early check-in. It wouldn't matter either way, though. The crab idea was a great idea. Sadly, I'm now becoming a sheephead specialist because I've only caught a bunch of small sheephead on them. Just can't get through the sheeps to get to the redfish, and I'm not sure there are any redfish out here anyway, right here where I'm at. But thanks for coming along. Tip for you, too. Always bring a big Ziploc bag for your trash. And if you see anybody else's trash while you're out there on the water, go ahead and pick that up too. And we'll see you back at the check-in.